everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Chiri DC and this is Parenting on the Go. If this is your first time of seeing my video, thank you so much for clicking. Do well to hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notification, sit down and relax and enjoy this video. And also, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Please like, share and leave a comment below what you think about the video at the end of the day. Guys, I promise you to stay to the end of this video because you're going to enjoy it. If you are a mom, if you are a dad, if you're a guardian, in fact, if you have to represent your child in school at any point, then you need to watch this video. So in this video today, we'll be talking about 5 conversations you must have with your child's teacher. But mind you, you don't get the opportunity to have conversations with your teacher every day. Else, you're going to have a fight with them, you're going to have issues with them, and you don't want that for your child. So it was my kids' open day in school 2 weeks ago, and I posted pictures and videos from that day on my WhatsApp status, and a lot of parents were asking me what it was. I don't know if it's not being done in your child's school or it's called a different name, but my kids have attended 2 schools so far and it's called Open Day. So this is a recommended video from one of my subscribers. She wanted to know everything and I said, okay, let me just do a video and post it on my channel so every other person can watch it. I'm going to be explaining what Open Day means and then some conversations that you must have. So you must be prepared when you're going for your child's open day in school. Don't go, you will not enjoy it, you will not gain anything. All those issues that are bothering you, all those issues that are eating you up, you have the opportunity to discuss it on that day. So this is what Open Day means. Open Day is simply a day set aside by the school. It's actually in the school's calendar for the term. It usually happens mid-term, like when the term is just half. That is when it happens. That's my experience. So what happens on that day is the school will allow parents to come to school during the school hours. During school hours, all parents are to come at a particular period of time, at most 1 hour or 30 minutes. I don't know. 30 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes. It depends. So you're allowed to come to the school on that day, both parents, father, mother, and then this is what you're going to be doing. First, they will allow you to go through your child's assessment, because prior before that time, the child should have done their assessment for the term. It's called midterm assessment. So it usually happens midterm, just after the assessment. So you are given the script of your child's assessment to look at it and see how your child performed. And then also you are giving your child's books, like the entire books that they use, both homework book, class book, test books and everything. And then thirdly, you are allowed to speak to your child's teacher one-on-one personally. So that is the time where you get to, pour out all those things that is in your mind. But remember, do not have a quarrel with your child's teacher. Try by all means. I know sometimes teachers are very, very, very annoying. I know they are very annoying, but try and find a way to resolve it. When it gets to a point where you can no longer resolve it, I will always say, please take your child out of that school. That person can be your child's teacher. All right. So we went for the children's open day. First thing, they'll give you your child's book. So I went through my child's book and then I noticed that, some things were not right. Like there's a book that they were not being taught. I don't know, they've not used it. Okay, I noticed that there's a textbook that they have not used at all, 2 of them. And I asked questions, she explained, and then I went through my daughter's book and see how well she was performing. I went through my son's book too. They give you one after the other. They don't do all of them at the same time. So they'll give you the first child and then they give you the second, depends on how many children you have. I was done with my daughter's own. I took my son's own and I looked at everything. When you are doing all this, be preparing your mind, be looking at conversations be looking at the things that you want to talk about. Of course, before you go to the school, have your questions ready. there are some areas that you must have concerns about, which I'm going to be telling you in this video. I'm going to be giving you 5 conversations that you must have with your child's teacher on their open day or midterm review. Okay, so once you are done, then you now have called the teacher. They give you a book to sign to say, oh, I've seen it, I'm satisfied, I'm okay. They will ask you to give your comments, or what's it called now? Yeah, I think it's comment. You write your name, you write your anyway, it's just a beautiful day. The kids are excited to see their parents, especially their father. It was so annoying for me that my kids were not so excited to see me, but they were excited to see their father because I get to be the one who takes them to school and picks them from school every day. So seeing their dad in school was like, I don't know, they were just all over him. But let's leave that discussion for another day. So number 1 conversation, after you're done, in no particular order, first thing you will discuss is your child's milestones. But remember, milestones are not, I've always said it, I think I've said it like twice in my videos, milestones are not like the standard that if my child is not doing this thing at this time, then there's a problem. No, remember that children are different. I can tell you that for free. My 2 kids are not the same. They hit their milestones at different times, but did they do it? Yes, they did it. It only took them different times. So don't always use your child. I remember one open day we had 2 years ago, and most of the parents were saying, when my first child came to this school, he was doing very well, and then my second child came, he's not doing well at all. You guys are not. And I was just trying to explain to them that they should cut these children some slacks, because it's not every time that your first child now becomes the standard for your second child, or your second child is now doing better than your first child, and they are saying, oh, my second child is not doing well again, she used to be this, she used to be that. Please, parents, let us cut our children some slacks. All right, so but first thing that you have to discuss with your child's teacher is the milestones. In terms of milestones, you're looking at the child's handwriting, the child not being able to write if they are up to the age of writing, and they're not able to spell, they're having problem with speech and all that. Then especially potty training for younger kids. I remember when it was time for my kids to potty train, I had to work with the school teacher, because sometimes your child is potty trained at home, and then when you're going to school, you have to wear the child diapers. You're not making progress. Both of you just have to work together. Second thing you have to discuss with your child's teacher is their midterm assessment. Now, when they hand you over the slip, you go through it and you have seen where your child is doing well. You see their problems, you see their strengths, and you see their weaknesses. I remember this conversation I had with my son's teacher on that day. My daughter, I didn't really have issues with her. She's doing well. But when we newly registered them in the school, the teacher was a bit complaining. And I explained to her, I said, my daughter does not like numbers, but give her some time. But trust me, right now, she's the fastest. She'll tell you, mommy, I finished writing my numbers before everybody. So I had that conversation with her, so she wasn't frustrated. She understood what was going on. So I told her that my daughter is really good. She's this, she's that. This is her strength. This is her weakness. So just be patient with her. So when it came to numbers, she was really patient. But now I can tell you that she's very good with her numbers. So on that open day, I discussed with my son's teacher about some things that I saw in my son's assessment that I wasn't very comfortable about. So the assessment just like, it gives you like an overall view of how your child is doing academically. So you discuss the strengths of your child, the weaknesses of you see the strengths of your child, the weaknesses of your child, and the problem areas, and then discuss with the teacher on how to get it done. All right, so if you need home teacher or lesson teacher, or you want the teacher to give your child an extra lesson or give your child an extra time. I remember telling my son's teacher that he's very good with numbers. I think you should give him more letters. I don't know. And she just told me that they have to follow the curriculum, which I totally understand. So that was it. Another thing you have to discuss with your child's teacher is their behavioral pattern. If there's any behavior your child is picking, I know children are restless, it's normal, but when your child now becomes very cold, the child that is very active now becomes very cold, and maybe you feel your teacher is too hard on your child, or your child is complaining about something when they come back from school, please, at this point, you have to discuss it with the teacher. So if you notice any behavioral pattern in your child, you must have that conversation with your child's teacher that day. If you want to do it a way that you always complain, to look like you are always complaining. You know how human beings think. They'll think, this woman, are you the only one that has children in this school? Every day you're complaining. No. And at this point, you can also go to the school. You can go to the head of the school, not only your child's teacher or the person in charge, and have this conversation with them, because this is very, very crucial. It's not a conversation that you want to, ignore. It has to be talked about. So if your child is restless, your child automatically becomes very quiet. You feel your child is too being bullied, or you feel your teacher is beating your child, or there's something you don't really like, have that conversation on that day. Make sure you stress it and make sure they promise you it will never happen again. Then your child's homework. Their homework is very important, but there was a time I remember the time my child was very young. I feel they are not taught her enough in school, and they're just bringing the assignments. The girl does not understand what she's supposed to do. One day I went to their school. And I told them to stop giving my child assignment again. Please don't do that. Then when I felt she was ready, I asked them to start giving her assignment. So if you feel the assignment is too much for your child, talk to them, let them reduce it. So if you think the workload is too much, discuss with the teacher. You people should come to an agreement, especially if you are a busy working mom. You need to find a way to handle this assignment or this homework issue. Last but not the least is their eating habits. If you are a parent, I'm sure you have gone to your child's school to complain. You know that sometimes that you give your child food, I think it's in stages, because at some point you now get to understand your child. Maybe they are not heavy eaters, maybe they are picky eaters, maybe they don't like the food. But sometimes you get so frustrated that you pack food for your child and then they return home with the same amount of food or just a little. It could be that the child is not eating, or the teacher is not paying attention, or giving your child's feeding time enough time for them to eat. So you discuss with the teacher on how you want your child to be fed, and then sometimes your child comes home with the water bottle still filled. They didn't drink. Oh, there was a day I almost cried. I saw my daughter. She was looking so dehydrated, and then I checked her water bottle. It was full. Oh, seriously, it was painful. Like, I literally cried. So those are the conversations that you want to have with your child's teacher. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. If you haven't seen my last video where I did a review on a teaching board that you can use to teach your kids at home, then you might want to check it out. All right, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.